What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Torque Spec Garage. Got a little bit of a different one for you guys today. So I was gifted a free riding mower, but it doesn't run. So today we're going to see if we can get this thing to run. So let's give you the backstory of how I got it. A buddy I work with, his neighbor or friend, something another, bought it from one of his friends that was just in kind of a bad way, kind of like needed money or something. So he gave him a couple $100 for it just to help him out. He didn't need it, so he reached out to my buddy and said, "Hey man, would you mind coming and getting this mower? You know, I don't need it. You know, yada yada. If you can get it running." When my buddy didn't want to fool with it, so he asked me. He's like, "Hey man, do you want a riding mower? You know, it doesn't run, blah blah. And, you know, I'll work on just about anything." So from what he said, he's like, hopefully it's something simple, but, you know, don't really know. I mean, the thing looks great, so I'm hoping it's just something easy, you know, and then that way I'll have a riding mower, because I'm getting tired of push mowing. I'll tell you that right now. But here it is, guys. It's a Troy Bilt Bronco, I believe is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad. Came with the bagger setup, which is pretty cool. I know that's usually like a extra. It does have a flat front tire. I believe it's got the 19 horsepower Kohler. So, but from what he said the guy that he got it from put a new battery in it. And I assume it's dead now because it doesn't do nothing whenever you hit the key. So let's start diagnosing this thing. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this cover off just so we can kind of see what we're working with underneath, see if there's any leaks or anything. So to get this off, there's 4 5/16 bolts. There's one here, one behind the air box, one right here, and one right here somewhere. But make sure you take your dipstick out first. It just pulls right out. That way, the cover's able to slide off. Alright guys, so to get to this bolt, I actually did take the air filter off. Actually doesn't look too bad, but it is a little dusty in there, so it probably wouldn't hurt to replace. Like I said, if I can get this thing running, I'll order a little tune-up kit and do a oil change and all, you know, just the routine stuff. So, but now I can get this bolt out, so then we can get that cover off. Alright guys, got the cover off. Here's my spark plug. It actually looks like this thing might have been leaking some oil, so get that figured out. Probably just needs a valve cover gasket, because as you can see, the old cork gasket's just kind of pushed out. But we will pull the plug out, check it, see what it looks like. I believe you need the 5/8 spark plug socket to get that out, so let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so it was in fact a 5/8 spark plug socket. Should be in there too tight, so should be relatively easy to get out. Send it, brother. This guy rides up and down the street every single day, a million times a day. See what I have to deal with, guys? Alright, so plug doesn't look too bad. If I can get it to focus here. It's not focusing. Either way, you get the point. Probably needs a freshie, but should work for now. Alright guys, so got the air filter, cover, spark plug, everything put back in and on. Yeah, I cleaned up some of the oil residue from the bottom. But what the issue was from the start is whenever you turn the key, it's got nothing, like no click, no nothing. The parking brake's on, so let me just see if it's something dumb like the battery being dead. Get my voltmeter. Alright guys, got my voltmeter. Gonna set it to volts DC. And let's see what we get here. Alright, I don't know how I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Maybe if I hold them like this. Alright guys, so the battery is reading at 12.6 volts, so that should be enough to start this thing. Cables are hooked up good and tight back here. So, let's see if we're getting any power to the switch. Well guys, I think I might have found the problem. I don't got no plug going to my ignition switch. So, let's go back to the other side and see if we can find the harness and plug it in, and maybe that's all it was. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, so the harness is just sitting here. Just push that back up on there like so. That's okay. Let's see if that gives us anything at the key. Okay, let's choke. Okay, so perhaps that connector was just loose the whole time. Alright, so I'll let it run for a second. I'm going to air up this tire, and then we'll take it over here in the yard and I reckon see if the blades engage and see if it cuts. Honestly, it can't get much easier than that. That's pretty cool. 200 bucks is what I'm going to give my buddy for it, so not too shabby. We're just chugging along here. Nope. No. Well. Yeehaw! I figured it out. I was stuck on a stump. That's why the PTO wouldn't engage. Whoopsie! But we're gonna keep cutting like a champ. Alright guys, so bagger's full. Cut's pretty good. Got the whole front yard done in like 5 minutes, whereas with the pusher it takes me about 30. That kind of makes things go by a little quicker. So all in all, I mean, that's probably as simple a fix as you can hope for whenever you get one of these free mowers. But like I said, it runs great. It's definitely got an oil leak, so I'm going to order a tune-up kit to do a oil change. I'm going to change that valve cover gasket, probably put a fresh spark plug in it, new fuel filter, just like the little routine stuff. But yeah guys, if you ever want to jump in and get a free mower, you know, sometimes it might not be a bad idea. I do need to get a new front tire also, because this one does lose air, I found out quickly. And I need to find a little lid for my bagger because I just got rained on. But as always, thank you guys for watching. This has been another kind of off the normal beaten path of my normal stuff, but you know, anytime I got something to tinker on, might as well film it, because why not? So hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more marketplace finds hopefully in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later guys.